What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. We are here for episode 3 of our Madden 21 realistic rebuild of the Philadelphia Eagles. And we are sitting here at pick 21 in the first round of the 2022 draft, trying to figure out who we would select. And I left off last video, part 2, with a big question for you guys to answer in the comments. What player we should go after here in the first round. We had really 3-ish big targets that made some sense for our squad, and luckily enough, you guys agreed with me, with the player that I really wanted to get. Clearly, with Brandon Graham, with a little bit of a surprise retirement coming off of the best year of his career, it kind of makes sense to potentially look at defensive ends. We got Manny Lake here at Louisville, mid-first round talent. The skills look, I mean, anytime you get hit power, it's kind of lame because it's useless, but the combine's pretty solid. Or we have Eric Campbell here, a defensive end out of Penn State. Combine looks a little bit better. Everything is actually on point. But again, the top skills aren't amazing for a defensive end, and he is a mid-first round talent. However, our one signing in free agency was also a star dev defensive end in Terrell Basham. So there is a chance that Basham 75, even though he is 28, it's definitely going to be a little bit more short-term than going after one of those guys. He's going to be on point. And when you look at this linebacking core, we have 2 star devs at outside linebacker, but we could just as easily move a Voshon Joseph inside or a Davion Taylor inside and then go after this man that I think, and you guys agreed, would be the top pick on the board, and it's Ralph Mitchell, the linebacker here out of Tennessee. Combine stats look insane, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds. You do get hit power, but at least we see the pursuit and tackle is on point. And I figure with something like that, 6 feet, 220, we could probably even move inside to be our middle linebacker and take over for TJ Edwards. So it is pretty tough. I mean, there were shouts for sure for these defensive ends, but I think now that I'm looking at it, I'm not seeing any A's. At least we get an A skill here for, I mean, outside of that, what do we got for middle linebackers? If we didn't get... we went defensive end, say, and we need to fall back on some of our other linebackers. There are some other guys that make some sense. We have a late second rounder there. Some third rounders. Jerry Hill actually looks kind of solid. Mid-second rounder. Skip the combine. But it's like, all right, well, if you grab that linebacker, is there defensive ends that we could grab at a later point? And the answer is also yes. Theo Hilton here, early second rounder, even though he's more of a defensive tackle. Again, actually, all the good guys that look to be of some value are... I mean, but there's also a chance we get Manny Lake, something like that, in the second round, right? So, or even Eric Campbell. We could probably get him in the second round. The more and more I think, I could probably get that guy in the second. All right, let's do that. Enough talking about it. Let's be about it. Ralph Mitchell out of Tennessee will be our first pick in the 2022 draft, and he is 72 normal. Number 18 in true value, getting a pick 21. It's a good pick. He's a run stuffer. Looking at the stats here, speed's pretty good. I've seen better athletes for sure, but it's not too shabby. Pursuit, tackles on point. He's strong. Everything else is like, he's a tweener. He's pretty good at everything. Unfortunately, does not have the dev trait to help him out, but hopefully we can grab one of those defensive ends in the second round, and it's no harm, no foul. We get our top players on our board. Well, we have three picks upcoming. We have 16, 20, and 21. So, yeah, we'll be able to get Eric Campbell, who actually was the better of the two defensive ends that we were considering. So let's get Eric Campbell here, and he is normal. Number 19 in true value, though. Let's try to just get past the dev traits. Boy, this is 86 speed. Finesse move is good. Strength is good. The agility is pretty good. He's a good athlete. He's a nice tweener. It's just, obviously it sucks a little bit that we don't have a dev trait to go along with that. But then again, we hit on the 2 dev traits in the earlier draft. Now it's almost like we had to go BPA. Like that actually looks, Chris Morant looks like a nice backup, but hey, too bad we got Jalen Hurts, baby. I'm looking for legit second rounds. I want to see it of all these guys that we have scouted that might have first or second round grades. We kind of almost want to look for, I mean, Benford actually doesn't look too bad at guard, and guard's not necessarily a position I want to ignore. Ooh, so you have Paulson, late first rounder there at tackle. I think that's probably the direction we want to go. I mean, I'm not against these guys early. Theo Hilton, let's grab him because we can move him into D-tackle, and we only have 2 D-tackles on the roster in Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. So let's grab Theo Hilton. Oh, 70 normal. 41 in true value, getting him at 52. His rating might go up, though, when we move into defensive tackle, so we can kind of hold out on that. And we're upright again. I think we will grab that tackle, the first-round tackle, but let's just make sure I don't have anything scouted on the back end here. Guys that we absolutely... I mean, Jerry Hilton, middle linebacker. I mean, he could have a dev trait. He's a third-rounder. What are the odds that tackle's still going to be there? Linemen are hard to get, man. Let's get Paulson. Oh, maybe that line. 71 normal. Another normal. Awesome. Number 25 in true value, getting him at 53. Strength's pretty good. All his other base stats are nice. 81 impact block. Cool. So the draft went about as average as a Madden generated draft class go. We got some really good base value players, but not a dev trait in sight. So after the picks here, we got Paulson in the second round, 71 normal. We got Hitchcock, wide receiver here, 69 normal. Doesn't actually look too shabby. 6'5", 235 with 90 speed. Like, that dude actually looks insane. Could be a candidate to move to tight end or something like that. That guy had a dev trait. Whew. We got a 69 here, DN. Hudson, let's actually move him into D tackle, see if he goes up. I don't know if he might go up a point or two, but either way, he's a D tackle in our scheme. 66. And actually, which one of these guys was a D tackle? Hilton. 70 overall defensive end. Playing 3-4 at Alabama. You're going to be playing in this 4-3 in Philadelphia. And he took actually quite a hit. Jesus. Oh well. Then we got a 67 linebacker. We finished with a 66 tackle. Not a dev trait to be found. But however, with how our roster is built, with how kind of tight the budget is, as soon as we're done here, man, I'm going to be looking for the UDFAs and try to find some guys with hidden dev traits, because that's what they do in Madden. Madden Generate Draft Classes here decided, hey, let's give more dev traits to UDFA talent players than guys within the top 30. I don't know why they did that, but bold, Madden. It's bold. Dude. I'm not even that bad stuff. Look at this. What, the free agents going, like just me going to look, get ready to look for, some UDFA diamonds. I don't have the money to sign you, but okay, free agent, cool, man, cool beans. So we're here for week 1 of year 3, the 2022 season. Here's where our squad is at. We're at 86 overall with an 89 offense and an 83 defense. On the offense, biggest change that happened last season was hitting the superstar X factor for Miles Sanders, getting him the Truz ability, and he's really looking to take his game to the next level. Jalen Reagor's unstoppable. He might be one of the diamonds that we've been able to uncover here so far in Madden 21. Says he's an 86. He plays like a 96. There's no other way around it. Tylan Wallace had a couple breakout games. I think he had 1 week during the sim last year. We had like 200 yards. So we're going to need him to continue to develop and take his game to another level. Dallas Goedert is playing on a franchise tag, so signing him to a long-term extension is going to be one of our top priorities. Offensive line, the right-hand side is elite. The left-hand side is passable, I suppose is what you could say. Flipping to the defense. On the front four, no dev trait for Josh Sweat. I was able to find 2 hidden dev UDFAs. I got Wilcox here, a defensive end out of Oregon State, 65 hidden dev. Looks average. I mean, again, dev trait's only as good as the player that gets it, right? 65 silver is never going to really play. He's not going to develop in anything. Doesn't make automatic, but it's just good depth to have beyond the bench. And we also got Dean Church here out of Memphis, 64 hidden dev, a run stuffer. But the front four is solid. Bashan coming in as our big free agency signing. We had no money, so it's as good as it's going to get to try and replace Brandon Graham. In the secondary, we have big play Slay. I think he regressed 1 overall point, but that's what happens. He's 31. Avonte Maddox, I don't know if he always had a dev trait or not. Like, did he go up a dev trait last season? Well, maybe not. Maybe he's always had a start. I just haven't paid attention. And then Surtain there, as well as Garyon Conley. We got Keanu Neal and Kayvon Wallace. Now, the best thing that happened last year is that Davion Taylor went up a dev trait, which was huge. Got it in the playoff week. And so did Voshan Joseph, the free agent that we signed right off the bat. So that helps. That definitely helps. And Mitchell, who was our top pick, that was a little bit underwhelming because, of course, there was no dev trait, is actually 1 overall point better than TJ Edwards, who was our starter for the first 2 years. So why not? Plus, it takes him a little bit less XP to go up dev traits, or not dev traits, but overall points. So that is always a bonus. Specialist, that's pretty much what we're going to be rocking there. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. Our special teams, Jake the Snake and Duffy, is solid. So yeah, firmly expect us to compete. Firmly expect us to make it to the playoffs. And I actually would like to have a chance at revenge against the Chicago Bears and Nick Foles. But we got a lot of work to do before we can start thinking about the playoffs. So let's get into year 3 of this Madden 21 realistic rebuild of the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, so we're here to start the season. I'm looking at that first game after the bye, week 5 on the road at New York, as a good time to jump in, because I want to see what this team can do heading into the bye. I mean, we're stacked. Almost a 90 overall offense. Only in year 3, we've been able to kind of survive the salary cap apocalypse, and we came out the other side still okay. Obviously, there's been some names that have dropped, but I trust these guys to be able to get the job done. So let's see here. We got the Colts here. It is Doug Peterson versus Frank Reich, who really was the mastermind behind that 2017 Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl victory. Well, let's see. I mean, this isn't going to really tell you, but it'll give you a good idea. And Frank Reich comes out on the winning end, 24-21. Philadelphia starts 0-1. We also match up here week 2 against the 0-1 Detroit Lions. Both these squads looking for the first victory of the season, and Philadelphia is able to lose again. All right. Well, heading into the bye, we have Tampa Bay, and we lose again. And that is, I'm not playing. I will play a game once we win a game. After we win our first game, I will play the next game, regardless of who the opponent is. And there we go. Able to beat the Giants, who were actually undefeated at that time, 28-24. Can we single in on a player that was responsible for this victory? And it was Carson Wentz. 4 touchdowns on the game. We had 85 yards for Sanders, 2 touchdowns Terry, 1 for Jalen Reagor, and on the defensive side of the ball, 2 sacks for Fletcher Cox, a pick for Avonte Maddox. Appreciate you giving me that. I'm going to go back on my word here because I want to play football team. I want to hop in. Of course, we lost. We're 1-4. Things are not great, but let's get off the bottom. We beat football team. We should not be last in the NFC East anymore. We have some upgrades here to spend. Let's just auto spend those at this point in time of the rebuild. So as we gear up for this week 7 game against the Washington football team, we have a breakout scenario here. I think this is Tylan Wallace at wide receiver. He's going to need, I think, 150 yards. He's sitting on a star dev, looking to go up to superstar. So get Tylan Wallace 3+ touchdowns or 150 yards rushing or receiving. Definitely doable against football team. Not a team that has a great secondary. They're more so focused on their front 4. So if we get ample protection for Carson Wentz, we'll have more than enough opportunities to throw it down deep to Tylan Wallace. So let's hop in, let's get the dub, and let's try our best to get Tylan Wallace a dev trade. Get him up to that superstar. Make him a nice gold boy. All right, we got a 3rd and 6 on the football team side of the field. And this is very much already a game that I am locking way too much on Tylan Wallace, and it's affecting the rest of the team. Oh! Well, there's 70 yards. There's 70 yards. You can toss up to Tylan Wallace, tying this game up at 14. In the red zone here on the 11. Maybe cut up a little bit better there, Miles. But 2nd and 2 on the 3, looking to go ahead. Let's just keep it on. Oh, they're reviewing it. I don't know why they're reviewing it. It wasn't a touchdown. Good review, refs. Way to keep law and order. But we're trying to get this halftime lead. Like I said, we had that huge catch and run for Wallace. I think we have more than enough opportunities in the second half to get it. But let's get that lead to go into halftime. Defense, seal the deal. Don't look at the play call. Just accept the touchdown and don't look at the play call. Please and thank you. All rookie? Is it on all rookie? Give me my dev trade. So we come out, we drop 60. Look, I'm all pro. I'm not gonna, It's not like I'm playing it on all rookie. All pro is more than enough. Every now and again, though, you could drop 60. You absolutely could drop 60. And in this scenario, we were able to hit the goal requirement for Tylan Wallace, who now has a superstar dev trait. Kind of surprising that he got that dev trait boost before, say, Jalen Reagor, who's been uber consistent since we got him at a TCU. But I'll take it, man. More playmakers, the better, as we try to salvage this 2-4 season. All right, let's just get going. Let's just keep going. We had weekly awards from that. 4 touchdowns for Carson Wentz, get him offensive player. And Darius Slay had a pick 6, 10 tackles. All right, hey, Cleveland dominated the AFC as well. So let's just keep on keeping on here. We're 2-4. We have the 4-3 Green Bay Packers. And we give up almost, the inverse of what we just scored. Almost 50 points. What is going on with this defense? Week 9, we got Dallas. And there's a loss. Week 10, 7-1 Giants. Best team in the division. And we find a way to beat them with a breakout scenario for JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Looking to go and get off that bronze dev, that normal dev, up into a star. We'll upgrade our players. I think after this game, we'll look at our contracts and stuff. I've been kind of putting that off because I'm very worried about our salary cap and how much money we actually have to spend. As Tylan Wallace gets an evasive ability. Steerable juke and spin animations. Cool. Sure, I suppose. 3-6. Still bottom dwellers in the NFC East. But we're able to win a close one. 21-17 over Washington. And JJ did not hit his dev trade. I think he's our wide receiver 4. Like, he's not even our slot. I'm pretty sure I have Tamorion Terry in the slot. So I don't know why he would get a dev trade over everyone. We have a little bit of Coach XP. Let's get linebacker boosts. Let's get O-line boosts. Just start working on little things like that to help everything out. Contracts. We have Fletcher Cox. See Fletcher Cox, there's 31. Looking for $20 million over ones. Okay, we're going to actually have to wait on, I think, on Fletcher Cox and make sure we can get the guys that are going to be more valuable to our long-term success. Miles Sanders up first, 5-year deal. Need to get that locked in. I think Dallas Goedert, again, another player, 4-year deal. We got that locked in. Fletcher Cox, now it's time to pay you. Can I even get you on like on a 2-year? You want more salary than $20 million a season. Okay. We have a UDFA there with the hidden dev trait. Sure, we'll just pay you pennies on the dollar. Same for you, Dean Church, pennies on the dollar. Everyone under 1.5 milli. Chris Grant at linebacker. Sure, bud. 3-year deal. There you go, enjoy. That is actually kind of a tough contract with Siumalo because it is tough to draft linemen. But given where we are salary cap-wise, I think we figure out a way to re-sign Fletcher Cox, and then we take some money into the offseason to give us a chance to actually sign a free agent that can improve this team. All right, able to beat the Jags 28-24 here in week number 12. And hopefully that's a good momentum to put Fletcher Cox in a good state of mind. If you want more salary, I'm getting more years. There we go. 3-year deal for Fletcher Cox. I do not have any worry about that rating. I think in 3 years, he's still going to be like 91, 92, somewhere in that range. And we're up to 5-6. It's been a slow grind, but we're slowly getting closer to at least breaking 500. Now we have Seattle, the 10-1 Seahawks. They're always a pain in the ass to play. And we found a way to beat them, 27-20. 2-10 Vikings. We can look at that week 15 game. We're playing that one for sure. And we dropped 42 on the Minnesota Vikings. 2 wins in a row. We're just like that. We're 7-6. And we're still third in the NFC East. But we have a chance with 8-6. Revenge game from that one-and-done playoff appearance. We're 0-2 in this rebuilds against the Chicago Bears. Is Nick Foles still their quarterback? Because if Nick Foles isn't their quarterback, it's still an important game. It's not. He's gone. They have this guy, Chris Morant, the rookie out of Alabama. I don't know if he's the starter. Let's look at their depth chart there. Because there's a chance you have that guy like that, and he's just kind of sitting and developing and stuff like that, and you're going with the veteran. Nick Foles, their starter? No, it's not. Okay. Either way, he's still on the team, and this one means a lot. So we're going to hop in against the 6-7 Chicago Bears and try to just right the ship and beat them for once. Shit out of here. That shit out of here, boy. Bosan Joseph ain't falling for that. 3rd and 10. Rookie quarterback back there. Let's give him a very dirty pocket. Not a clean pocket, a very dirty pocket. There's honestly 3 legit drop picks, potential interceptions, potential turnovers. I like that. I like that stop from the defense. 2nd and 2, man, I'll tell you what. This defense is really tough. Kudos to the Bears. It's not a fun defense to play against. Jalen Reagor, nice catch up to the 4. Yeah, on every given pass. I literally, last time I played, I dropped 60 points on the football team, and every time I drop back to throw the ball against the Bears, I'm literally Sam Darnold. There we go. Get the easy pass, or easy run there. Pretty much like the great pass. You read the Bible, right? You know, the great pass where the waters just separate. Isn't that from the Bible? Or is that just from Bruce Almighty? Is that a Bruce Almighty? Is that a Jim Carrey movie? Either way, very easy touchdown for Miles Sanders. I am scared to throw the ball because every time I've thrown the ball, historically, in this series against the Chicago Bears, it's like a 50-50. It's an interception. That might be the best screen pass I've ever run. Look at the patience. That is as good of a screen pass. Let the slow down. Let the blockers in front of you do their job. They actually did their job. That was sensational. That might be like a top 10 play so far for me in Madden 21. Regularly, I'd just be like, all right, let's burn. Let's burn. Look, slow down. Oh, that was beautiful. All right, he's sucking win here. Miles Sanders is tired. He's panting, but let's get this touchdown. Let's get this work. Awesome. No! No! That's what you get for running slants. That's what you get. Kyle Fuller pick. God damn it, man. We've done such a good job. And I was like, I'd be able to, like, you know, put a feather in my cap. Don't ever hold left trigger when you're playing defense. Don't ever hold it. Even if you don't want to, even if you think you want to. Don't ever hold left trigger. Like, literally, I was like, all right, Maddox, don't get beat. Put this guy in front of you. And it just didn't work. Didn't work. And while it might not have been Nick Foles under center, we still kind of, you know, get rid of that demon. Get rid of that nightmare known as anytime we saw the Bears. Just thinking of interceptions. Nothing positive. We're able to get a dub. 31-16. Miles Sanders was exceptional. Over 200 yards on the day. Reagor went over 100 yards. Wentz was okay. I mean, we had that pick. It was a little bit sloppy. We were more willing to just run the ball. Bears' run defense was not on point. But it's a big victory. And finally, hopefully, we can move past the anxiety of the Chicago Bears here in this Eagles rebuild. Let's just give some praise. Miles Sanders, there we go. There it is in the blood. 134 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 catches for 145 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Exceptional. One of the best performances we've seen so far out of a running back. Can we use that momentum to win the final 2 games and punch our ticket to the playoffs? We're 8-6. First up, we have these 6. They have 2 ties. We lose. We put up 7 points to a team that has 2 ties. That better not being like Wentz got hurt. Because I see an injury there. Oh, it's Gil Lehman. Gil Lehman sounds like a lawyer. It's probably over. We got Dallas week 17. And we lose the fight. We lost the final 2 games of the season. And hit the playoffs as an 8-8 team. God love the NFL. So how the hell did we make the playoffs? Well, we saw the standings there, 8-8. I mean, sure. But statistically, how did we do? Carson Wentz was not great. 20th in yards, 21st in touchdowns. At least the interceptions were down. That's around his career average. Running the ball, Miles Sanders was very, very good. 1,200 yards and 15 rushing touchdowns, as well as no fumbles, which is good because he has the trust ability. Turns out as receiving, we have 79 catches, almost 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns for Tylan Wallace, who has a brand new dev trait. We have 850 and 7 for Tamorian Terry, almost 850 and 7 from Jalen Reagor. Dallas Goedert chipped in 500 yards and 2 touchdowns. We had 402 for Miles Sanders, so that puts Miles Sanders, almost 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns. That's 100, do the math, that's over 100 yards a game and a touchdown a game. Just unbelievable. And on the defense, a breakout season from Davion Taylor. The project out of Colorado finishes with 118 tackles, 9 TFLs, 5 sacks, and an interception. Gotta love seeing that. Fletcher Cox back to his dominant self. 18 TFLs, 10.5 sacks. We got 6 and 8 from Terrell Basham. A late signing free agent to make up and compensate for the loss of Brandon Graham. That's okay. 7 and 5. I'm more disappointed in the fact that Josh Sweat didn't take his game to another level. He's a guy that I thought could step his game up. 3 picks of Vontae Maddox leading the team. We had 2 picks there for Darius Slay. Overall, we have the 16th offense in the NFL. Defensively, 15th, which is, that's been kind of our bread and butter. We've been, I think, the top defense back-to-back years, and now we're just magically 15th. I guess Brandon Graham really was holding us together. Yearly awards, Lamar Jackson was the MVP. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Matt Ryan. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of Eagles. But hey, 9 and 10 on Offensive Player of the Years. Miles Sanders and Carson Wentz. Defensive Player of the Year went to Eric Kendricks. Davion Taylor at least making the list. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Morant, the man taking over for Nick Foles in Chicago. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Ralph Mitchell, our middle linebacker. Cool. Good on ya. Appreciate you. Happy for you. Miles Sanders was the runner-up for best running back in the NFC. Jake the Snake, top kicker. I kind of got away from this. I do think it is kind of interesting to see. Look at the top stats here. Lamar Jackson, 40-plus touchdowns. Cam Newton had 40-plus touchdowns. Mahomes and Matt Ryan were pretty close. In terms of running the ball, Zeke just absolutely, but didn't get a lot of touchdowns. Mixon had probably the more impressive year. All right, Joe Mixon, go. You go, girl. Receiving, Willie Snead. My God, the Baltimore Ravens. 1 and 2 in yards. Willie Snead with 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns. Almost 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns for Hollywood Brown. Zach Ertz actually had an exceptional year for the New England Patriots here. A lot better than what we had, fortunately, with Dallas Goedert. Defensively, Fred Warner, now a member of the Panthers, led the league in tackles and sacks. 19 for Aaron Donald, 18 Myles Garrett, 17.5 for Joey Bosa. 7 picks from Eric Kendricks, leading the league. 6 for Gilmore, 5 Trey White, 5 Teron. Ooh, pretty good secondary there. A lot of turnovers for the Buffalo Bills. So as long as we don't run into the Baltimore Ravens, like one of those things, we find a way to win the Super Bowl, and then we go up to like the most overpowered juggernaut offense I've ever seen. But first, we have the 12 and 4 Giants. That'd just be a sweet victory. Be able to send them home, 1 and done. Let's do it. And you know what? If we're doing it, baby. We're doing it. Oh, there we go. Miles Sanders out the backfield. Huge gainer into Giants territory. That was actually too easy. 3rd and 5, wide open across the middle of the field. Tylan Wallace, kudos to the offensive line for giving me that amount of time to complete that pass. 1st and goal, Philly. So on All-Pro, this play works 100% of the time. On good old Madden, a little bit more resistance, but I think we can punch it in. I trust our O-line. Come on, do your blocks. There we go. Untouched. Touchdown. Beautiful. And by untouched, I mean I absolutely got jacked up on the goal line, but it still counts. All right, Trevor Lawrence is providing a little bit of resistance here. They're not going to roll over. Was not expecting them to, but we got to take advantage. They don't have a great offensive line, so we should be able to keep him under pressure. Now, he has 69 passing yards. That's pretty nice, but 2nd and 10 on the 11. I think we can bend, don't break. They can still technically get a 1st down, and that would be annoying. Go! fast. But all you need to do is fast enough. Oh, no. Huge return. Fletcher Cox is out with injury. I think he got the force. No, he didn't. He didn't get the fumble, but okay, that's just... Oh, but that's not a long-term injury for Fletcher Cox. That would almost derail our playoff push. Looks like he's getting chow. Oh, he's going to be fine. He's got to be fine. He's just doing those things, right? Resistance. He's fine. There we go. Hell of a quarterback. We got a hell of a quarterback under center. First down, Carson Wentz on the scamper. Bruised shoulder. Hey, for the time being, I think we got this. You come in when you're ready, big dog. Big Fletch, we got you. Now let's see if we can just get an untouched Miles Sanders touchdown. Okay, it's a little bit harder. But look, Dex Lawrence just got hurt. He's their best run stuffer on the defensive line. Let's run it right up the middle. Right up the middle. Halfback dive. Literally looks like they didn't even sub someone in at nose tackle. So that's great. And there you go. Easy does it. Brandon Brooks! Brandon Brooks has a dislocated shoulder. That does not sound like he'll be back next week, if there is a next week. Nice. Oh, that is unreal. Carson Wentz playing. This is the best game we've had Carson Wentz the entire rebuild. He's been sensational. Oh, he fell! I don't think I've ever seen that in like a non-snow game. Unless he got pancaked. Let me see a replay of that. What happened? He just tripped. 21 collapsed. He got shot by an intervention. Someone quick scoped him from the top nosebleeds. Let's go. Let's go. Makes up for that Bears loss last year. And boy, is he ever back. Instant sack, Fletcher Cox. Come on, just punch it in. Punch it in. Punch it in. No, we don't have Kelsey. Here we go. Punch it in. Do we get an injury? I think we should get his injury update. The bruised shoulder. It's the same thing that... A lot of bruised shoulders going around. I think that's the exact same thing Fletcher Cox had. Let's put in Herbig for the time being until he's good to go. Can't have nice things. Carson Wentz, I should have just got to the end of the game. Trying to run the score up. It was still, for 99% of that game, the best game we've had and seen from Carson Wentz. He was, I think I missed 3 throws, 2-3 throws in the whole game. And like, they weren't even all just like safe screens and stuff like that. I was challenging him. I was throwing it deep. And we were getting plays from Jalen Reagor and from Tylan Wallace. And we ended up knocking them off 35-10. 84% completion for Carson Wentz. Yeah. So before that last bullshit interception, I was 16 of 18. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Thing of beauty. Absolute thing of beauty. You know what's even better than that? 8 carries, 9 yards Saquon Barkley. That's even better. We had 100 yards Miles Sanders at the backfield. Dallas Goedert. We have 95 yards Jalen Reagor. Tylan Wallace had some nice grabs. Defensively, 3 sacks. Terrell Basham. Let's go. Taking games over. Fletcher Cox got a sack. We have all the momentum as we knock off the NFC East. The best team in the NFC East. 11 wins sitting there, and they just got absolutely smoked. I'm almost saying, give me Dallas in the next round. All right, we got the 13-3 Seahawks. Because only year 3, I'm honestly just not going to play every single game in the playoffs because we might win the Super Bowl. But I'll pop up this one. I will absolutely come in and try to help this team get over the line if need be, but they need to do a little bit of the legwork themselves. All right, let's go, man. CenturyLink Field. Team Philadelphia historically struggles against. What could go wrong? A lot, apparently. Hey, you know, it's low scoring, though. It's not like Russell Wilson's taking this game over. We got some points. We're in the red zone. We got a touchdown before halftime. We got 2 touchdowns before halftime, and our defense is shutting them. What is going on? 24-7, yes, sir. Are we going on like a miracle run here? Feels like we're going on a little bit of a miracle run. Don't choke this. Do not choke this. Thank you very much. 24-16, the Eagles. He's right there. Dangerous is right there, and he could not find an answer. Wentz was Yeah, why did Jalen Hurts throw? Okay, I thought there was an injury, and I was getting ready to shit a brick. I mean, Miles Sanders played well. Getting a little bit of lag. I can hear my computer just smoking right now. There's steam coming out. I don't know why there's dropping frames, but we're here anyways. 10 catches, 88 yards. Dallas Goedert. Jalen Reagor had 50 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, our run D was on point, making a lot of TFLs. Had a pick for Darius Slay. Why is it lagging? I have a fucking $2,000 computer, for God's sakes. Okay, my computer stopped steaming, and we are now here in the championship game against the 11-5 Atlanta Falcons. I think we know what happens, Falcons. Give them a nice, juicy first half lead, and we'll come right back. I'm not worried. We'll sim this one. All right, Road Dogs. We're the Road Dogs. We're the underdogs. Last time Philly was the underdogs in the playoffs, we all know what happened. We all saw what happened. It's time for Carson Wentz to completely rid themselves of the but Nick Foles, right? And it's looking like we're going to need me to come in here sooner than later. It's not looking particularly good. Third down, let's come in. Let's help them out. Third and 2. Probably should just run it. That's a horrible pass. That's a horrible pass. Why try to fit it in like the tightest window of all time? That's like a window for babies to squeeze through. That's it. No one else. I mean, the sim's not helping us out. We threw one bad pick, and other than that, we're getting beat 31-0 in the fourth quarter. So, take from that what you will. It's probably time for Matt Ryan to finally win a title, but we actually put up a lot of points here in the fourth quarter. Let's see if we get a touchdown here and just continue the meme that Atlanta, kind of blows leads, that no lead is safe. That's over. It's the end of the road, but it was good. It was good. I mean, again, bad. I came in for one play. It was awful, but our defense let Matt Ryan just throw it all over us. So, year 3 ends with a lot of good things, but not the way we wanted to. Well, got a breakout scenario here for JJ Arcega-Whiteside. He's looking for a big game against the NFC. So I guess he's playing on the AFC side. He's looking for a big Pro Bowl. Let's see. Any Eagles make the Pro Bowl. Let's see what we got here. Miles Sanders is running back 3. Oh, man, I'm not... where's JJ playing? I'm not seeing him making... Zach Ertz is tight end 1 in the AFC. We have Jason Kelce starting center. Brandon Brooks back up guard. Fletcher Cox D-tackle 1. Davion Taylor makes it right outside linebacker. Thing of beauty. Would love him go up dev trait, sit on a star. If he can go superstar, that would be a huge get for our team, but I won't be touching it or anything like that. If he gets it, it'll be because Madden thinks he deserves it. All right, Super Bowl 58. No one was stopping Atlanta. Atlanta absolutely smoked the best sim offense I've seen in quite some time in Baltimore. 48-27. Did we get any dev traits? On the offensive side of the ball, not one. Not only not one, but I think does that mean that Brandon Brooks retired? All right, Brandon Brooks retired. That is awesome. Awesome. But Voshaw Joseph and Davion Taylor both went up a dev trait. Thanks, Madden. Thank Madden taketh, but they giveth. They giveth. Every now and again, they will give it. Thank you. I went from being a weakness to maybe a potential bright spot for this Philadelphia Eagles team. So as we pop into free agency, we actually have money to spend. $30 million. And literally, it's one of the, it feels like running backs always fairly strong in free agency. But at any position we potentially would want to upgrade, there's nothing really there. We could use a wide receiver 3, and I'm not seeing anything with really any upside. I'm looking at tight end, nothing. Offensive line, we need a guard. There is Bradley Bozeman. Probably this is the best guy that makes the most sense. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a contract here. This is the biggest upgrade. And even then, I don't want to overpay. There's a chance he does pick Pittsburgh over us. But other than that, it's just, all right, nothing at guard. Maybe go Driscoll. Zeitler's like a veteran, super old. Then you go on the defense side. I was like, well, yeah, we just brought in Basham. Had a great playoff game for us. 3 sacks in that Giants victory. And it's like, well, could we upgrade? There's no one there to upgrade. Even on the other side, no one there that's really worth of an upgrade. And then at D-tackle, we have Fletcher Cox, Church, the UDFA with the dev. He might be suitable, fine enough to be D-tackle too, because there's no one else here that really screams, yes, I need to bring him in to be my defensive tackle too, even though Hargrave's still solid. Then at linebacker, again, not much. Absolutely not much. Quincy Williams, dev trait, star dev, scheme fit at outside linebacker, but we're fine. We're absolutely fine. So then you look at corner. I did throw an offer here on Josiah Scott, just a depth guy, because it's still big play Slay and Avonte Maddox. And then we got Surtain. So we have our 3 corners, just adding a little bit of depth there, and not a damn upgrade in the safety. So we got a lot of money. Hopefully we'll be able to roll over so that once, if year 4 doesn't go well, if it goes into a year 5 Super Bowl bust, we'll be able to bring in maybe a big free agent if one exists. And just like that, I got a depth player, but the only upgrade at guard decided to go to Pittsburgh. Got a 5th-year option here on Jalen Reagor. He's been very good. Anytime I hop in, he's probably the guy I want to target the most. So we'll make sure we pick up his 5th-year option. So the draft is pretty much where I like ending off, at least for this Eagles realistic rebuild. And here is our board. Help me decide who to pick. So our big board is this. I got some good looking running backs here, even though, Miles Sanders on point, but we could add that dimension of having a great 1-2 punch at running back. Wendell Moorhead out of Texas looks outstanding. Josh Van Buren. Steve Van Buren is like the greatest Eagles running back of yesteryear. Maybe this is something down along the bloodlines here. We could continue the Van Buren name. Obviously, let's be honest, we'll get an elephant in the room. He was very much a white man, but hey, you never know. Couple generations have passed, and, love is love, right? So there's an option there for sure at running back. We have a really nice option here at wide receiver. This guy looks outstanding. DJ Pratt out of Texas. Texas just got a lot. It's a track team down there. But early first-round talent, 4.3 speed, 3 cone and 20 are exceptional. The skills aren't amazing. There's no A skill, but this guy here looks pretty juicy. And right now, our 3rd wide receiver has been J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So there could be an upgrade there. Get J.J. out of the lineup. I got a D-tackle here, late first round, but we can wait on D-tackle because I got a 6th rounder here, George Weary, who's a late first rounder. We got another 7th rounder. We're good at D-tackle. We can wait until the later rounds. We got a nice looking safety, Dalvin Temple out of Virginia Tech, 6'4". Not particularly fast. 4.6 speed kind of sucks, but he's a mid first round talent. Bradley Charles, 2nd round corner with an early first round talent. Again, I'm pretty good at corner. All things considered, we've already burned one of our first high expensive picks in this rebuild on Surtain, the corner out of Alabama. But we absolutely could just go, BPA here and get Bradley Charles. So, push comes to shove. Do we get Bradley Charles the corner just as a surplus? Injuries. We have injuries, right? It's either Bradley Charles. We grab either the Texas running back, Moorhead. This guy's not even bad either. Alan Ross out of LSU. Worth looking at him. Or Van Buren because of the family name. Or we replace J.J. Arcega-Whiteside with DJ Pratt, the wide receiver. That guy there, looking at everything, he's at least, I'm going to say 76, 77, probably normal dev. But that'd be an explosive player to get to our offense to pair with Tylan Wallace and Jalen Reagor, who are all speedsters. So we can kind of build our own Kansas City here. So let me know in the comment section below what player you want us to pick at pick 29 here in the draft. And that'll do it for me here today, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace